First of all, I want to tell you that I have seen world at its two extremes. Maybe you people cannot understand it, but living in a developing world and coming to a developed world is a big, big change. And when I came, it was a big change for me as well. And because I was working in a health system, so I had to compare the health indicators of Pakistan, from where I belong, and Austria, where I am now. So here is one example of infant mortality rate. If 1,000 babies born in one country, in Austria only 4 die out of those. But in my country, unfortunately, 67 children die. So this was a big, big problem for me, and I was very interested to see that these big health differences and how this Austria is coping with this better health facilities and why my country is far behind. But then I came to know that if Austria is having much better health facilities and a very sophisticated health system with very developed and sophisticated health system and facilities, still Austria has some problems. And if the number of surviving children are increasing in Austria, and then Austria is facing some problems because the babies who are born preterm, the babies who have oncological patients, or the babies who are born with congenital malformations, they are all surviving in Austria with some degree of brain damage or some degree of many metabolic syndromes. And there are a lot of data about that which shows that the cerebral palsy, which is some degree of brain damage, is very common in Austria. And with that, 40 to 80,000 young adults are having some degree of cerebral palsy. And many of them, 50% of them, were born preterm. So this led me to make my dissertation topic of Frühgeboren. And I was interested that how Frühgeboren infants are being taken care in Austria, and if we are providing them optimum amount of nutrients or not. So this is a kind of Frühgeboren baby, just for your example. And when he or she is in the hospital, that is really very critical time of his life. And during the hospital stay, first 5 or 6 weeks of life, we have to actually provide nutrition through these tubes. And during this time, if you are providing high fat and very reduced or low levels of proteins, and with that you are also coupling a lot of glucose, it will lead to a very fat infant. When you are discharging this baby will not gain length, or it will not improve the weight of the baby, but the fatty tissue will increase. And this will make it on risk of developing a lot of diseases in adulthood as well. So what will be the risk factors for this baby if you are not providing optimum amount of nutrients? First of all, there is a big risk of brain damage. If you are not providing optimum amount of nutrients, the baby is on risk of developing brain damage, and that's a wide variety of damage can be happening, and which is irreversible. Then there can be, if you are providing high fat, then you are putting your baby on risk of obesity, which is a kind of metabolic disorder. And also, this can lead to high blood pressure and diabetes. So the take-home message right now is that during the stay at NICU or in the hospital, nutrients and the time of the nutrients and the composition of nutrients is very important. And we have to take care of this thing, that if we need much better and developed and healthy generations, we should be taking care for their nutrients at very early age of life, early time of life. And this is my message for all of us, and this is what I have learned here, and I will take this message with me to my country, and let's hope I can help my country as well. Thank you.